You've stopped into another episode of Dad Crossing where myself, Nick, and my co-host Sean will have real, honest chats about the highs and lows of dad life. We'll laugh together at the craziness of parenting and the silliness of our kiddos, and we'll support each other through the challenges and tough decisions of fatherhood. Whether you're a seasoned granddad or a dad-to-be, we promise laughs, relatable, and sometimes raw talk, and expert help to tackle the tough issues. Not from Sean and me, but from the amazing guests we'll have on the show. So let's be dads crossing through life together.
To like how much of this could I do, and using this photo, like an aerial photo of the back garden.
Oh, that's
it's
brilliant.
Like using the trampoline to scale as a 12-foot diameter trampoline. Can you roughly work out this area and highlighted the area of grass that I wanted to change to artificial? Can you like estimate how much like of an area this is? And it was like, well, we're given the 12-foot diameter reference. I can estimate that it's somewhere between 22 to 24 square meters.
All right.
That's. And then I was like, right, okay. Next, how much do I need? Like, explained that the ground I'm on can get quite waterlogged. It's quite clayey and peaty. It's like, how much substrate am I going to need? Which is like broke up rocks and stuff like that. And he was like, well, based on what you've told me with your ground and needing the extra bit of drainage, I'd suggest 75 mil of this type of substrate.
Okay.
And then top it with 25 millimeters of grano dust.
Grano dust. Huh. Like a type of limestone type thing?
I don't want that, thank you. You're okay.
Just saw a hand offer Sean something. I don't know what it was.
Yeah. This guy's offering me a nerd.
Oh. He's already hanging out with a nerd. He doesn't need another one.
Got your nose. Right, Scoot, can I get this thing done?
Oh, you didn't take it, so he ate it, huh? That's how it is.
Tic Tac. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Right, go.
That's how you get your kids away right there, people. Just do the whole go.
Right, go.
Works for cats. It works for dogs. It even works for children.
Stop shaking it.
Pretty soon, Sean's going to break out the spray bottle. Just go.
Right, go. Stop shaking your butt at me.
This is real dad life right here. This is where Sean. I'm just gonna announce this, sportscast this. This is where Sean is in the I'm still not entirely mad, but if you don't listen to me soon, I may be.
I'm gonna put you in the microwave in a minute.
No reason to call ZPS on that, people.
Logan, please.
Good news.
The living room.
I started recording a while ago, just so you know. So that's my favorite part about this whole thing.
Your iPad's on your where your starlight is.
That's not very helpful.
Where your starlight is in your bedroom. That's where your iPad is.
On top of your Xbox, which is on top of your PC, which is on top of another probably cool thing you have.
Pardon? I am, which is why I need you to leave the living room, please.
Hi!
How much sugar has he had today, Sean? Because it seems like a lot. You just like give him like 10 king-size candy bars? Oh, Sean has a dad face out right now. Yep. Mm-hmm. He's broken onto the dad face.
And employ the dad voice. Nobody needs to hear that. There'll be children everywhere cowering. There'll be children cowering everywhere. Anyway, what was I saying? So yeah, then it told me back to the garden stuff. Then it told me like I need 25 mil of grano dust, which is like a really fine like sharp sand, but not as coarse as sharp sand.
Okay. I don't know what sharp sand is, but I'm just gonna nod because I'm good at that. Sure. Yeah.
It's a building material. You put it in. I think you
Sharp.
mix sharp sand.
Sharp.
Yeah, sharp.
Okay.
Sharp.
Sharp.
You mix it with sharp.
Sharp
Oh my
stone.
Lord.
I'm searching it right now.
Sharp sand.
Or sand. Dang it. You said that. I just man. Sharp sand. I don't
You
think
probably call it something completely different.
I think we do, yeah. I have all-purpose sand, place sand. We don't have sharp sand. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
No.
Well, it's the kind of stuff that you brush in between your paving flags.
Oh, here we go.
Slab stone.
Why sharp sand is the secret to successful garden. There you go.
Yeah, see, look at that.
Mhm.
But anyway, 25 mil layer of that, and then I have to whack a plate that down as well, and then weed membrane, and then lay the turf. So yeah, I have a plan. I have diagrams. I have pictorial guides, and it's giving me estimates of all the stuff. I need to go out and actually measure the area, but yeah, so far it's looking at this like around the £100 mark for the turf
Not
to
bad.
get good stuff.
Yeah.
Close to 200 for the substrate, close to 150 for the sand, and then however much for the weed membrane. I haven't priced that up yet. I can't imagine it's going to be a lot.
Yeah.
So, and 2 days worth of work and a hire of a whacker plate because I haven't got one. And fingers crossed, that should be it.
From now on, you're going to have to go tell the kids this summer to go touch turf because you don't have grass. Be like, kid, just go outside and touch turf.
It'll just be a lot. It'll just be a lot better. It's the issue we've got with it, and I probably harped on about this because like last year I did all the aerating, scarifying, removing the moss, like reseeding, feeding. I was even like putting kind of like a bone marrow plant kind of stuff onto the lawn. And it looked great. It took really well. It grew. It wasn't patchy. And then in the summer, it was really nice. It was really level because it took the time to get a leveling rake and put a load of like a really nice mixture of topsoil and play sand, which is actually really good for helping level lawns. And leveled it all out. So the lawn was great last year. It looked fantastic. And then winter came. And during winter, all the leather jacket larvae, which I'd spent time putting stuff down to kill it the year before, which like a leather jacket is the the daddy long legs fly.
The what?
Do you know what a daddy long?
The
Do
spider?
you not have a
The spider?
No, daddy long legs. It's like it's got really long angular legs and a tiny body, and just it's gonna have to look at a daddy long legs now. So go Google daddy long legs.
You're talking grass, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, because see, our daddy long leg is a spider.
Oh.
I have no. Yeah, when I do this, it's I typed in daddy long legs grass, and it comes up with pictures of daddy long leg spider on high grass. Daddy long legs. Yeah, I do not know. I don't know what we call whatever you're talking about.
Like put daddy long legs fly in. That might help.
Fly?
Yeah, it's got wings.
Wait, is this grass or a bug?
No, it's a bug.
I asked if it was grass, and you said...
No, I thought you'd know. I thought you said, are we talking grass?
Oh,
yeah, it's
okay. Yeah, it's like a male...
Crane fly. It's a crane fly.
Oh, okay. Oh, man. Yeah, it does look like a daddy long-leg spider. Do you not have daddy long-leg spiders?
No.
Oh.
No.
They're like big, but not poisonous. They're like very harmful or very harmless, but...
we don't have any harmless bugs in the UK. It's ace.
You don't have any bugs, or you just don't have any that are harmless? I want to clarify.
We don't have any that are harmless. It's like
they all kill you?
They don't come here. Oh, they just fly around, do their thing, cheerio, and they've got no poison to them.
Yeah. So they're all harmless.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Oh, yeah. I see.
Yeah, I was confused. I was like, dang, I'm not coming to the UK, Sean. They all kill you. Okay. Yeah. No. I was gonna say that sounds like the Southwest, because when we were out in the Southwest, it was like everything killed you out there. It was like, yeah, you watch out for that. That'll kill you. And it was just like, oh. Anyways, moving on. I know what a daddy long-leg or fly is now. Crane fly. I get it.
Yeah. So their larvae, like they lay their eggs in the soil, and the larvae dig down into the soil and then eat the roots of the grass, which then just destroys your lawn. And I've every year I've treated it for them, and no matter what I do, it keeps coming back. So if I take away the grass, I remove the daddy longlegs larvae, and I remove having rubbish grass and have a year-round perfect lawn. So
yeah,
that's the plan. I mean, it's even doing like photos. It's awesome. I'll send you the picture of like what it mocked up as a photo for me. But I'm super excited.
Yeah,
to
I
give
would
it a
be
go.
too. I'd be excited just not to have to mow. But I mean,
Yeah, you have a large area. Though,
I was gonna say I
compared to
should send you my lawn and see how much it estimates that it would cost. And then the fact that there ain't no way I'm doing all that work. I will continue to mow and be quite happy about it. Well, not happy, but I'll continue to mow.
Yeah, so it's something I'm going to be working on. I'm going to get a quote. I'm going to get somebody in and give me an actual quote, because if the price for them to do it is like £200-300 more than me doing it myself, it's like time and effort. I'll equate for that and pay the labor costs.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So, but yeah, I've sent you the picture of what it turned out as a.
Oh, sorry. To see it, I always have to dig it. Oh wow! Look at that. That is very nice.
So the only stuff that's there that's actually real is the fence and the first bit of patio. The rest of it is and the trampoline. The rest of it is what ChatGPT churned out.
Are you going to do all that? Are you going to do the new paved area too?
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah, the new paved area is either going to be just somewhere to put a flat base shed.
Okay. All right. Yeah.
On, so like I can store the garden equipment in there, and then the trampoline area, because we don't have that trampoline anymore. That's an old photo. I'm potentially going to try and turn that area into like a sun deck.
Oh yeah.
And then we have the rest of the patio for other bits and pieces.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Your fencing, I think I said this either on when we were talking to each other or whatever. Your fencing is much nicer than like most of the fencing around us. So
How?
it just looks nicer. Most of ours is so like you must have kind of the same rule. The nice side has to face out to your neighbor. But like so most of ours is more slatted. Like your other two sides are really cool. I love those. That's the one picture you sent of like the staining, which by the way, how's the staining going? Got any further?
That's no. I borrowed a sprayer off my dad. That's tomorrow's job.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Okay.
That's what I tell my wife with most things too. That's tomorrow's job, honey. Until it's today, and then it's still tomorrow's job.
Yeah. I genuinely haven't had the time to get back and do it. I have been doing other activities.
Sure, no, I hear you. I'm just giving you a hard time. No, it just the both those fences look really nice, and it's hard to explain. Like, there's just slats on both sides. It's supposed to be like, it's got a name, but I don't remember what it is. So it gives both sides a bit of nice fencing, so that each side doesn't really have all the posts. So that's the only way you can.
So yeah, the fencing at the end of the garden and down the side, they're just panels, so they come as a one and you nail them in.
Mm-hmm.
The one on the left hand side doesn't. That was hand built, and I've always wanted to put like you say, slatting the other way, but to do that, I'd end up losing a small part of my garden.
Sure.
So
yeah, that's fair.
So my plan is I'm going to put decorative stuff on them at some point.
Oh, nice. I like it.
I have plans. I have great plans for it.
Yeah, this is the real dad topic right here. These are the like serious dad topics. What are you doing with your yard right now? Can I tell you I have some angst with my Works mower. It keeps the battery is depleted. I don't know if I think I may have said that in the last. It's not depleted, but it just takes a long time to mow the yard, or it takes multiple charges to mow the yard. It used to only take one. Now it takes like 2 and sometimes 3. Part of that I think is because the grass is thicker and longer, because like in a week the grass will grow like 5 inches right now, which is a normal spring thing. But it's a bit annoying right now. So I'm thinking about buying more batteries. Which pretty much when I buy another set of batteries is like I spent money on fuel for the next 2 years, pretty much. So I just like that's maybe not nowadays. Yeah, by the way, where's fuel for you guys? I know I'm going to need Chat GPT for this to make this all come out even. That's okay. I'm going right now. For us, it is $5 a gallon. Now you give me it in yours, and I'll see.
It's one. Let me get this right, because obviously there's diesel and petrol.
Yeah,
it's something like 152 a litre, so it's close to what you've got it at, if I'm honest.
What is 152?
Maybe a bit more.
A liter?
It's 4.5 litres to a gallon. So
for gas in. Excuse me.
That's all right. I
like a real conversation here with ChatGPT. It's thinking. Wow, it even has to think for a while. I don't need to know everything you're going to do. Just make it happen. Oh, shoot. Okay, never mind. I'm very happy with my gas. Now, holy crap. Wow. It would equate to $7.82 a gallon.
Yeah. So.
Never mind. 5's good. I'm fine.
Yeah.
I'm real happy. Glad we had this conversation. You made me feel so happy about something I felt so shitty about.
Yeah, it could be worse.
It could be worse.
Yeah. Thing is, I don't worry. Well, I do and I don't worry. I filled Lindsay's car up the other day.
Well, yeah, because you have an electric car, so you're not even using most of that.
No, it's ace. It's currently I have put it on charge.
Now I feel crap.
It is for me to add. Let me top up my car. For me to add 120 miles worth of charge to my car is currently going to cost me £1.28.
That is amazing. 100? Did you say 120 miles?
120 miles for £1.
120 miles. So let's just assume you got a really good car and it's going like 40 miles to the gallon. That's like £1.28 instead of like, we'll just round up, instead of like $24, basically.
Yeah.
Wow, that's amazing. That's if you got a car that's 40 miles to the gallon is really good. I mean, yeah, well, good for you. That's I don't have that. Well, the Kona gets that. The Kona gets close to that. It's like 38 miles to the gallon. The Pacifica gets about 28 miles to the gallon. So
I think Lindsay's Qashqai gets somewhere between 38 and 47, depending on who's driving it.
I like that.
I can tell you who gets the higher number. It is not me.
Huh. That's interesting. Anyways, yeah, $5. $5 is the most I've ever paid for gas. Well, technically, I haven't paid it yet, but I'm gonna have to here within like a few days, because we got to drive to Kalamazoo for a game, and it's a fun time to sign up to drive 45 minutes for practices all summer long. Super happy about that. No better time to sign up for basically hour-long drives 2 to 3 times a week, all summer long. So that's exciting. Can't wait for that.
Yeah,
but
I mean,
whatever.
Is the price done the same for you, or did it like suddenly just fly up and then kind of go, huh? The war is, the canal's opened and things are moving again, and the price has just gone, nope.
Yeah, nope. Yeah. They always have a did they always have a reason for you? So apparently there's a refinery around here that shut down because they don't have the parts they need. I don't know if that's true. I highly doubt it. They always have some random reason. They're like, well, yeah, that's why it went up in the Midwest, and so blah blah blah. I'm like, nah, I don't believe any of this. I think it's all a lie. You think you just make these numbers up?
They do, because the thing is, especially in the UK, I think somebody put a post up about it, that it's £1.52 a litre. But if you were to take off the amount of tax that we pay at the pump for that fuel, it would come down to like 65 pence a litre.
Huh. That's crazy.
So the goddamn government are taking all my money. Yeah. So they've got to make they cream a bit off the top, and then I understand that like the cost of oil per barrel went to like however much it went to,
Mm-hmm.
but
Yeah.
you're not telling me that they had millions of you know oil drums in stock basically that they could be like, well, we could foot the cost of this. I mean, I know Shell made something like ridiculous amounts of money in profit last year, and it's like, how is a petroleum company making that much money in profit? And we're like struggling to fill the car up to go and do the things that we want to do. So, yeah, it's a whole conversation that would probably really pee me off. So,
Wow. So 52 cents of every gallon that we pump is tax
yep.
in Michigan. So now I did hear that in Indiana they actually did a gas tax like reprieve for this particular thing. I don't know if that's true. So
Yeah, which would be amazing because it's only the well, because you have it per state, isn't it? But for here, it's
Yeah.
only the government that's taking a bit of money, and it's like if you just hold off on the tax for that, let everybody do the thing that they're going to do, your economy is going to stay good because people are going and buying, and probably people would go and buy a lot of fuel. They would like stockpile it if they could.
I mean, in Michigan, it's basically how we pay for our roads. So, although we have a road tax
Well, see,
too,
we
but
pay.
I don't know what that does. So
I'm going to say
apparently
we
not
pay
that.
road tax for that.
Wait.
So,
But apparently not enough. So they added a gas tax. So whatever. I don't know. I give up. Actually, I think the road tax might be for the city roads. Yeah, I don't know, man. I just keep paying tax. There's a millage in our city right now because the. Do you guys have millages? Do you guys have that? Is that
what's a millage?
okay?
Explain
Cool.
the
I had
term.
the moment I said it, I was like, I'm for sure this is another one of those moments.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to Dad Crossing. This is the conversations that we have where we constantly try and explain to each other what the hell we're talking about.
You would
But yeah,
think
what is
we might as well have two totally different languages sometimes. It's just like, are you serious? This one's not, are you serious, though? I kind of like figured the moment I said it. So a millage is the school wants more money than what the state is giving it because it has usually a special project. This one is to do a bunch of dumb crap, if you ask me, but whatever. I didn't say that. Nobody listens to this, right? Hopefully not. And so they come to the citizens and ask if they can add an extra special millage, and it's called a millage because it's so many mills on your property tax. So it's like 7 cents for every mill, which is like every $1,000. So if your house is worth, $2 million, you're going to pay more than the guy that if like our house is worth $150,000. So
okay?
So yeah, so that's what a millage is. And actually, this isn't a millage; it's a bond proposal, which is even worse and more confusing. But it's the same concept. It's just instead of getting the money over 20 years, they're getting all the money right now, and they're paying it back. They're investing it. They're having investors pay them, and then they're using our money to pay the investors, so they can get all the money now, so that they can build. The same idea with war bonds, right? Like I don't know if you guys did those, but we did in World War II. Gosh, son of a mother! You give me the look like. You guys didn't or don't know. You guys don't have bonds or do anything with bonds or anything. I was going to keep saying that word.
Other than James bonds,
Oh,
no,
James
we have
Bond.
premium.
Went there.
Yeah, we have premium bonds, but that's more like an investment thing where you put so much money in, and then depending on how much they're worth at a certain time, you can withdraw them.
Yeah, that's exactly what this is. That's exactly what happened here. Like it or what is happening here. They're investing all this money they're asking investors for all this money. The investors are giving them the money, and then now they're asking the citizens to basically get them off the hook for the bonds that for the money they've asked the investors for. So they're saying, hey, we got the millage over the next 20 years. So over the next 20 years, you'll get X amount of money, which is, I don't know, however much more than what their investment is worth. So
okay,
so enough. Yeah, so it's a reverse millage. They want all their money now, because that's how our culture works. and apparently they didn't plan well. I don't know. And so yeah. So, anyways, so my taxes will go up. That's what I'm saying, because I'm sure everybody's gonna vote for it.
Yeah. So now we've like done the grumpy old man thing.
Yeah, we
learned
really
about
did. We
petrol
grumped
prices and
Yeah, we grumped the crap out of this. I mean, we really did. From the very beginning, we started out good with the grass, like, oh, that's fun, that's cool, and then we went straight into like, it's all me.
Yeah.
Sorry.
I can just imagine all the dads driving to like doing the school run at work, and they're like nodding along with that sounds like a really good idea with the grass, and I like the sound of a fence, and then screw the government. starting our own like I don't know. I can't remember the name of it.
We started to sound like the grumpy old men from Grumpy Old Men.
Yeah. Welcome to Dad Crossing City.
That's right. So
anyway, so what have you been doing? Because before we started, you were like, I was harping on about how much of a crazy week I've had. You said yours has been pretty, to the wall as well. So
yeah, I mean, it's been busy. It hasn't been like last week, so that's good. We've just had late nights. I was part of an interview team for a position, and not like my position, or not even with Habitat. It's a partner agency that we work with. And so those were 2 later nights, not super late, but a little bit late. And so yeah, I just felt, I don't know. There's been like a lot going on, but also at some level not. We had like strong winds go through the city where my office is. So here's a really fun day I had, a really fun morning. It really wasn't that bad of a day, but let me tell you. So I'm driving I get up in the morning, get the kids around, we're driving to get everybody in. I'm like, come on, we gotta go, get them all in the van. Off we go. Drive to school, which is about 15-ish minutes away. Drop the kids off, and then I do the thing I always do. I always hit the media button on my van, and then it starts my podcast up, and I'm like, sweet, because the kids are off, so now I'm listening to my podcast, and I hit the media button, and it was like, we can't find your phone. I'm like, well, what do you mean you can't find my phone? It couldn't find my phone. I left my phone back at the house. So 15-minute drive, speaking of $5 gas, 15-minute drive back into town so that I can get my phone. Now I'm in town, and I'm like, I could stay here because, I mean, I don't really have any meetings. I could work from home. But I'm like, I got this stuff. I got a bunch of stuff going on this week, and I'm not going to be in the office very much. So I'm going to go in the office. By the way, the day prior, there was wind that went through, knocked out the power. The power was out all day that day. And so I looked on my phone. It's really cool because our office has a Nest on it. And so that's the way you can always tell if the Wi-Fi is working. You just look at the Nest, and if the Nest works, then you're good. And if it doesn't, you either know the Wi-Fi's out or the Wi-Fi and the power's out. Either way, you don't got Wi-Fi. So I looked at the Wi-Fi at 7 that morning, or I looked at the Nest. It was working. So I was like, great, we got Wi-Fi. Drive all the way back, 20-minute drive to work, because the school is like on my way to work, literally. So I'd drive by the school no matter what. And so I get there, I walk in, power's on, great, sit down on my computer, no Wi-Fi. Like,
oh, no.
You have got to be kidding me. I've driven like 15 minutes twice to get this done, and now I don't have. So you know what I did, Sean? I have this cool like double sofa in my office. I was like, nope, I'm done. So I just laid on the double sofa with my phone, and I sent a couple of emails, did a little bit of work, but mostly I just played my whiteout survival game and goofed off until I got a ding from our good old Comcast company that said, your internet is now working. And I was like, oh, that was about an hour. So I just I just hung out on the couch for like an hour, basically, in my office, waiting for it to come back on, because I was like, nope, I'm done. So
what an amazing day at work.
Yeah, well, it was an amazing hour. So after the hour, I got back to work. So, so that was my fun day. But other than that, the tournament last weekend, this was a tournament they had won last year, so they were pretty excited to go back into it. Unfortunately, they had a rough Saturday. They were not on their game really, and so they lost the first 2 games. So that was pretty much that. They did win their 3rd game on Sunday, but they didn't even make it to the championship round. So so they were a little bummed about that, but it was a good ender. we did find out that Ariel was, I don't know if embarrassed is the right word, but like she was like, yeah, I guess embarrassed would be the right word. Was embarrassed about getting the yellow card. So like the first game, man, all the stuff about how good she was playing like just very timid. And I was like, what is going on? And she was like, well, I didn't want to get a yellow card. And I was like, I don't care. Get a yellow card. Play the way you were playing. So, but then she came back and started to kick butt again. But by that point, it was too late. So, yeah, but can't win them all, as they say. So,
this is true.
So, yeah.
Learning curve as well, because she now realized, like, hopefully she's realized that the slightly more aggressive style of gameplay was more beneficial because people would probably be standoffish against like coming away from the ball easier rather than she seems to be a bit of a, I don't know, she's not, but like a pushover and kind of
no, you're 100% right. So yep, it was a good learning experience and it's a fun weekend overall. And so bought a washer from Sam's Club. So the Sam's Club I was just talking about, we went there to get. So they suckered us in, Sean. I got a really cheap lunch, but then I walked out spending $570-ish on a washer. So somehow I won. I'm just not sure how yet. So no, we needed it. I mean, the one we bought was crappy. Like it kept breaking. Well, yeah, I've had many conversations about how I fixed it numerous times. And so finally, one time I had the guy come in and fix it. That was $120, and now it's like the agitator barely moves back and forth, like pretty much like this when it's washing. The clothes aren't getting washed hardly at all. We say we right now while we're waiting for our washer to be delivered, we give our clothes a bath is what we do. We don't really wash them. We're just really throwing them in. They get a bath, then they get spun, rinsed, and then we dry them. They're better than being dirty, but not really clean. So that's fun. So yeah, but so we bought a Samsung washer with an impeller. Do you know what an impeller is, Sean? Because I didn't.
Is that not something that's on a boat?
That's a propeller. Very close, though. That's what my wife said. That's exactly what Becca said. She was like, it's the thing on a boat. And I'm like, close. I think there's some Latin words that are coming together to make it. But anyways, an impeller, instead of like an agitator, which is like a top load washer, has the thing that sticks up. Yeah. No agitator. It is like propellers on the bottom of the thing, like fins, basically. On the bottom of the wash basin, and they spin faster, but it helps not get stuff caught or wound or anything like that, and it's better for bulky loads, which we do a lot of. So we have an impeller washer coming. It'll be the first one I've ever owned, the first one I've ever used.
Is there any particular reason why over there you guys use the top loading washers and not a drum?
We have both options. I mean, I could have. Okay. I can buy a front load washer. There's front load and top load. I don't know. Do you think one's better than the other?
I've never used the top load one. I don't even think I know anyone that has one in their house in the UK. It's not something that we have. Huh. I could be wrong. Somebody somewhere might have one, and they'll be like, they could shout at me, "What are you on about? They've got one." Yeah.
No. No. I mean, so I know people with front load washers. Just we've never got one. The ones I was looking for like a basic model, and so I'd really like to go back to the time, Sean, where things were like actually mechanic because you could fix those. But nowadays, even the basic model looks mechanic, but it's not. Like the little knobs are all digital. It doesn't matter. If it breaks, I'm not going to be able to fix it because it's just like a circuit board back there. So, but I love to be back in the days when things were actually mechanic so that they would be more easily fixable. But anyways, so I just went for the cheapest. It was the cheapest brand. It was the cheapest we could find. It was like $540, and so we got this one. Oh, but here's the thing. My last thing. So I get to Sam's. We find this one. I had already looked on washers online. The cheapest I could find was like $545. That was an LG. This was a Samsung, and it had the impeller thing. Becca was kind of in on that, and so I was like, sure, why not? If I buy a TV, I'm always shooting for a Samsung, so let's see if their appliances are as good as their TVs, you know? And so I go up to the Sam's Club people, and I'm like, hey, do you deliver? And they're like, well, you got to go online. And I was like, well, will it be free? And they're like, no, not unless you're a Plus member. Are you a Plus member? She said. And I was like, I'm not. And she was like, no, it won't be free. And I said, well, but can I become a Plus member? She was like, well, it'll be another $50. And I was like, well, okay. I was like, well, let me see how much it costs to get this thing shipped, and then I guess I'll figure out if I want to become a Plus member. So I go online, I get ready to purchase it. I'm at the use Apple Pay, swipe to do the thing, and it's like free shipping. So I go up front and I'm like, hey, it says it's free shipping. And she's like, well, then you're a Plus member. I'm like, but I'm not. Here's my card. Nope, you're not a Plus member. Okay. She's like, I don't know. It's probably not going to be free. Once you swipe that, you're probably going to be charged shipping. And I was like, well, that would be very dishonest, because right now, it literally lists the price, the tax, and shipping is free. And so I'm like, that would be pretty dishonest. But okay, so I was like, you know what? Who cares? I'm just going to take a flyer. If the shipping comes out to be like $500, I'll just be like, no, I don't want this. Don't ship it to me.
Yeah.
So I swipe it. It goes through. Everything's happy. The kids and the wife and kids are off shopping. So I was like, you know what I'm going to do? I don't really feel like getting up right now. So I'm going to just do a little bit more research. So I called the customer service line. And I was like, hey, this is saying that this is free shipping. And she was like, well, I don't know. She was like, that's definitely not right. She was like, but you have a receipt, so just keep the receipt and you'll be fine. She was like, I have no idea why they gave it to you for free. And I was like, okay, fine with me.
Blessing. It's a
Yeah.
blessing.
Yeah, I was like, sweet. And this is good shipping. I asked her, I was like, so they just can drop it off at the door? And she was like, no. She was like, all of our shipping comes with, they'll put it wherever you want it. And I was like, because I want it downstairs. So I was like, that's good for me. I will take that.
Yeah, that saves your back.
Yeah. So
they'll probably turn up and they'll have the proper lifting straps where they can just
Yes.
lift it level, but one of them be down the step and one of them be at the top of the steps.
Oh no, I bet they'll have you ever seen the walkabouts down the stairs?
Yeah.
Yeah, I bet they'll have that where
With
it pushes it
rotating
forward.
wheels.
Yeah. Oh yeah, there's that kind too with the rotating wheels. The other one they have is where it pushes the appliance, it extends it forward, and then it drops down, and then everything else comes with it, and it's just very cool. So yeah. Either way, if I don't have to do it, that's even better. So that's all
awesome.
I got. Those are the high points of my week.
I like how the high points of your week was buying an appliance. That's awesome. So my week, Monday. Well, let's wait back. I'll go with starting Sunday. So I was leaving for work Sunday evening after a pretty busy weekend of family orientated stuff. Because Friday, Lindsay's dad and his cousin came to visit, and they stop in a hotel a couple of villages over. We usually go and sit and have a few drinks with them and chat and stuff, because we don't see them very often, maybe once every 5 to 6 months. And then Saturday it was my niece's 18th, and then Sunday we all went out for a carvery meal all together, and then I worked Sunday night. So that was my weekend. It was very heavy on the family front. I was leaving for work Sunday evening, and my neighbor was out, and as I was closing the door behind me, he goes, "Hey Sean, what's these tire marks in front of my house?" And I'm like, they're not tire marks. They're just marks from the grill. I explained to him, I cleaned all the guttering out in front of the garages after I pressure washed everything, because it was all blocked up with leaves and stuff. So I lifted all the grates out, cleaned all the guttering so the drainage works properly, And then while I had the grates off, I was like, I'll just give them a clean I had the pressure washer onto my hand. I was like, awesome. They came out really nice. Put everything back in, but what I didn't realize was, as it dried, I had a perfect outline of the grating on the driveway, because I hadn't pressure washed the driveway because I didn't have time, and I didn't want to make too much of a mess of the front of their house and my house, and not having their permission to then clean their property kind of thing. So
Sure.
I just left it, and he's like, "Oh, right. All right. Anyway, thanks very much." And he went in. I was like, fair enough. Must be happy that I've done him a favor and stuff. And I'm sat at work, and I get a message through, and it's my next door neighbor, his partner who lives next door. And she's like, "Can you just give some clarification as to what these marks are on our drive?" And I was so messaged her. I was like, "I was pressure washing the front of the house, blah 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 blah. Things were flooding because the drainage was all blocked, so I unblocked all the drainage, made a bit of a mess, covered the grates in a bit of gunk, so cleaned the grates up, and it's left marks on the drive. I do apologize." She was like, "Oh yeah, okay, that's fair enough. But is there any way we can, get the marks up off the driveway?"
You can use a
Um,
freaking pressure washer. Have fun.
yeah, as soon as possible. And I was like, I didn't reply because I was at this point I was getting annoyed. So I came home from work Monday morning, and I took Rex for a big walk over the lordship behind us because it was really nice and warm. Um, and then when I got back, I was like, right, I'm going to do this driveway. So dragged everything out again, all the pressure washer and everything, moved my car away from it, like tried to protect the brickwork at the front of the house, the front door, and the surroundings, stuff like that, as much as possible. And I pressure washed the crap out of that drive. Like it looks like a brand new drive. And while I was doing it, I was like, well, I've made a mess of their front doorstep, and it's like an Indian slate doorstep, like Indian stone. So I was like, all right, okay. So dragged all the stones back away from it that they have on their gravel drive, and I pressure washed all the brickwork around it, pressure washed the stone in front of it and everything. Leveled all the stones back out right across the drive because I'd made a bit of a mess scraping stuff back. And then I cleaned all the garage door, cleaned all the front door, the surrounded, the archway over the. Like, I spit shined everything to like the nth degree. And then, like, took a picture and sent it. And I was like, I hope this is good enough.
Yeah.
So
And
that
you
was my
think they
Monday.
would have been like, holy crap, Sean, thanks so much for all you did. That's amazing. That's way more than we expected. They were like, but they're
No,
not.
she did say that. I don't want to say much more because I don't want to. It's their personal stuff.
Oh,
But
sure.
they
That's fair.
like
Okay.
she
Oh,
messaged and she was actually really grateful for it.
okay.
So that kind of
Okay.
diffused the situation at my end.
Good.
And
Good. I'm happy.
yeah. Tuesday. What did I do Tuesday? Tuesday, I went on a hunt for camping stuff because I was going to stop in some kind of hostel when we do this walk at the Three Peaks in the Yorkshire Dales.
Uh-huh.
But I'd left it too late, and the hostel is now fully booked. So I'm going to camp instead. It's going to cost like I think it's £4 to park the car and £6 to camp in a tent. So it's going to cost me £10 to stop overnight. But what it then has done is I paid for a camping cot and a tent carpet. So the cot was like $12.99 and the carpet was $8.99. So I'm getting close to. I said to Lindsay, I said, what I won't do is I won't go above the price that it would have been for me to stop in the hostel.
Yeah. Well, I mean, all this stuff you get to keep, right? So
Yes,
there's
that's
that,
true.
that benefit.
So the tent's up in the garden at the moment. The camping cot arrived today, which then Lindsay used as a sun lounger.
Nice.
And she says it's pretty comfy. So, but I haven't put it up and seen what it's like to fit in the tent. So that's going to be something I'm going to do tomorrow as well. Before I take the tent down, before I then paint my fence. So that was Tuesday. Kind of drove around, went to a few different like camping places, looked at stuff and thought what I'd be best off with. And then the Wednesday, I went over to Grandma's and I pressure washed all her back garden because now our house is really nice and clean and fresh inside. The paving slabs at the back were kind of like all black and algae and mildewy and stuff.
Sure.
So
Yeah.
did all that, cleaned all her driveway up, took a shopping, and then that took up my Wednesday. And then Thursday and Friday I've been working. So
Crazy. Yeah.
busy. Oh, I also helped my dad put some stuff back on the green car because I still have the green car in my possession. It's still
You still have the green car?
12
Wait,
months. Well,
where's it been?
it's parked down the side of my mum and dad's house. My dad has a set of scissor ramps, so it's been on there for 12 months.
Okay. Wow.
Well,
I didn't
my
realize you
dad is
still had that.
my dad is very kindly, even while he's in an electric wheelchair, has been tinkering with it and doing the odd bits and pieces and just neatening it up for me and stuff. Which I am going to have to pay him for eventually. So there's that. But we're hoping, because this might open a completely another conversation topic, but I'm hoping that when I put 2 new tires on it, it'll go through its MOT and I'll be able to sell it.
All right. Yeah.
So
Well, I hope. Yeah, because I remember last time you were like so close, and then there was like a thing wrong with it, and they were like, "Nope, sorry, can't do it."
yeah, and that's one of the other reasons why I've still got it is because I still keep getting it valued, and every time I do, the valuation is still like £100. The car's worth more than that in scrap. So
Mm.
yeah,
Hmm. All
so yeah,
right.
that was the rest of Wednesday.
Yeah, man, I didn't realize you still had that car.
Yeah, not many people do. It's like one of those. It's like one of those things I'm most shameful about because it's still there. But it
Then
needs
you're
to
doing
go.
good,
'cause
Sean. If that's what you're most shameful about right now in life, you're living life good. That's all I gotta say.
So, but yeah, it needs to go because they need the space down the side of the house. So,
Sure.
um, so yeah. But it's also giving my dad something to do. It gets him out from sitting at his chair because the thing he's been struggling with, people with mobility issues, if they're in wheelchairs, they end up with pleurisy. It's to do with the lungs not working properly and fluid builds up around them, so they become short of breath and stuff. So he's struggling with that. So it's getting him moving around a little bit more.
Yeah,
But
makes sense.
at the same time, he's in an electric wheelchair with one leg, and he's done more to that car than I have in 12 months. So I
There's
feel pretty
that.
bad.
Yeah. But you're doing it for Dad. You know, that's how I look at it.
Yeah, but no, he spent his own money in it. So,
Oh yeah, that.
but then he was
that's
yeah, but he was asking about my old phone. It's like, oh, can I buy? I was thinking about buying it off you, and I'm like, I probably owe you roughly as much as I would charge you for buying the phone. So what I might do is just give you the phone,
Yeah. Nothing like a good
and
old
then
trade.
and then a little bit extra from whatever the car sells for. So as a thank you.
Yeah, I like it.
But yeah, that's it.
Me
It's.
too.
I say it's been a crazy week, but that's all I have really. I've done very very little gaming wise. Logan lost a tooth.
Way to go, Logan.
Jay got a job. That's an important.
Ooh,
Jay has a
cool.
job.
What's she doing?
She's going to be a store assistant in our local Home Bargains, which is like
Nice.
I don't know the best way to describe it. It's where we go for like all our cheap laundry detergent and like bits and pieces like that. They do like really good deals and that kind of stuff.
Nice.
But it's not like a Costco or Sam's Club. It's
Okay.
weird.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think. It's like a tiny Walmart without groceries and
Tiny
guns.
Walmart without groceries and guns. Yeah. Well, you know, you're in the UK. You're not gonna have that, but
So
you
she's
can,
there,
you can
and
go into a convenience store and get a gun here in America. But I mean, none of it. Just kidding. That's not true. It's not true. I know. Before I get some crappy email from somebody.
but yeah, no, that's it. That is everything. It's been crazy. There's just been stuff popping off all over the place, and I felt like I've been chasing my rear end all week, to the point where if you're listening to this, you'll be like, "This makes sense as to why Sean completely messed up the episode last week." So I do apologize. Thank you very much to Dwayne for pointing that out. I scheduled it, but I scheduled it for the wrong Monday, so it would have come out roughly the same time as this one.
Yeah, that would have been great. Yeah, no, that was funny. He texted me and I was like, I don't know. I was like, but I guess I didn't pay attention that it didn't pop up in my I've been listening to podcasts, but I didn't pay attention that it didn't pop up in my podcast. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. Well, I spent most of the weekend in like a semi-drunken haze, so that might have contributed to the fact that I scheduled it for the wrong day too.
Yeah.
But that's
Maybe.
my bad influence of my father-in-law and his cousin. So, so yeah. But no, our Uncle Steve is great, and Leslie. It's always very, very nice to see them. So
That's cool.
But no, that's it. I'm kind of like waffling as if like we've got all the time in the world, but
Yeah, I'm good. That's all I got. I got nothing else. Nothing else
Cool.
that would make any interesting stories. I can tell you that.
Is that why you've now resorted to playing with a tape measure?
Maybe. Well, it's just here. So
Measuring how long it takes for me to do the outro. But anyway, I want to leave. I heard a good dad joke. So
Oh, yeah, it's
before we
good.
leave, I'm
Let's
going
do
to drop it to you now. What did the escalator say when it ran out of power?
I don't know.
It just stares.
Very well done. Very well done.
Yeah. Cool. Right. Well, sorry about the very rubbish joke at the end there, but thanks very much for listening. Take care, and we'll see you soon.
See you later, guys.
Thanks for tuning in to Dad Crossing. We're here to remind you that this podcast is made by dads for dads. It's a place where all of us can come together, share a laugh, and tackle the wild ride that is fatherhood. If you want to keep the conversation going or just need a safe space to chat or ask for help, you are always welcome to reach out. You can find me, Sean, at Sean_Abbott, and you can find my good friend Nick at Nick10Do. And of course, give our social media platforms a good look over, because that is where we share all the updates, all the laughs, and all the things dad life. That is, everything is at Dad Crossing. For anything more, feel free to drop us a message at team@dadcrossing.com. And until next time, stay strong, stay connected, and remember, you're never alone on this journey. We'll see you in the next episode of Dad Crossing.